A few days ago, Forbes broke the news that Microsoft unveiled a new feature of its 365 services software that allows employers to secretly monitor and score their staff on productivity. On the surface, this is an obvious upsell tactic by Microsoft to make clients further dependent upon its ecosystem. Also obvious are the many privacy concerns that arise from employer surveillance. Yet, what's less obvious, to most, are the negative implications such slick snooping could have on the company's performance, via its corporate and risk cultures. Snooping, by and large, is likely to produce feedback behavior that could destroy your career and your company. To understand how, consider that corporate culture represents an organization's values, ethics, vision, behaviors and work environment. Risk culture represents the organization's values, beliefs, knowledge, attitudes and understanding about taking risk. Taken together, these cultural landscapes govern the degree and quality of performance, profits, sales, etc. Thus, it's easy to see how a software that offers a performance score could be framed as a solution to monitoring remote workers in a COVID-19 era. Yet, it's also easy to see how both secret surveillance and a hidden performance score could negatively impact values, ethics, behaviors, environment, attitudes and beliefs, as well as security. Just think about it. Suppose you've lots of ideas concerning new products and services your company could introduce. Yet, exploring these ideas requires a departure from, if not a complete abandonment of, the Microsoft suite you traditionally use. Innately, the exploration also demands a less risk-averse attitude towards innovation on you and your team's part. But knowing you're scored on how often you use PowerPoint or Teams could make you hesitate or even bury your ideas. And what if you own a business and you or your investors embrace this sort of spying? The privacy discussion is something you might ignore because, well, many business owners don't care about employee privacy anyway. But what are the distrust and risk aversion you've set as cultural tones? What are the creative culture? Pandemic or no, the fact to be faced is that human beings don't perform well under surveillance. A classic Yale study from the 1960s, for example, showed human beings are not only willing to harm each other without monetary incentives, they don't even mind shocking each other to death if it means getting a few points from the boss. And a more recent, post-Edward Snowden, study showed surveillance silences minority opinion voices, the very ones often needed to produce new and breakout ideas. Indeed, mass government surveillance studies show that a host of perverse psychological behaviors are exhibited by people when surveillance is present. These behaviors range from internal backbiting and toxic behavior to actions suggesting people default to stereotypes, prejudices and unethical behavior.